We call the Monday after the first weekend of the NFL season Overreaction Monday. And Overreaction Monday was in full effect this weekend. Man, reading headlines, you would think the Jacksonville Jaguars are about to win the Super Bowl, or the Patriots are done and Tom Brady can't even play football anymore. Now those are obviously ridiculous, but I keep hearing two things repeated, and they're really surprising me. People I trust, people I believe in are saying things and even taking part in this, and I'm like, really? I just think it's too early to call these two things I'm going to say next. So the first thing is that Eli Manning is too old, and the Giants need to move on from him. I'm not ready to say that yet. I don't think that's too much. And the other one is that after Andy Dalton lost for the Bengals and threw 4 interceptions, the Bengals just need to give up on him. And again, I think that's too early to call. Now, I will agree. Both Eli Manning and Andy Dalton's performances were troubling. In fact, they were extremely alarming. I would not sleep well if I were the GM for either one of their teams. But we have to slow down. It's week 1. First, let's break down Eli Manning. Eli often struggles. It's weird. He can look like a dead fish for half a season, and then suddenly he'll wake up, make the playoffs, beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl, and you're like, what? I mean, that's only happened twice, but seriously, Eli has a tendency to do this. I mean, look, Eli did not play well. Granted, he was without his best wide receiver, Odell Beckham Jr., and I'm not saying I'm not worried about the Giants, but I think it's too early to call. I just think we can't already just say Eli Manning's career is over based on one game against arguably one of the best teams in the NFC without his best wide receiver. I just think we need to slow down. It's too early to call for Eli to be replaced. I feel the same way about Andy Dalton. Look, I've been skeptical of Andy Dalton his entire career. I've never really bought into Andy Dalton. I certainly do not think he's a top quarterback in this league. And in week 1 of the NFL season, Andy Dalton threw 4 interceptions and lost a fumble. And to make matters even worse, Andy Dalton wasn't even pressured. He wasn't getting sacked. He wasn't getting hit as he threw. No, 2 of his interceptions were just really, really bad decisions. Now 2 of them were tipped. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But it's not a good sign. He was making some really bad decisions on Sunday. And this is his 7th year in the NFL. The Bengals have made significant upgrades on offense this season. And I still do expect Andy Dalton to make significant improvements this season with his offense. But this season is a make it or break it season for Andy Dalton. He's got good weapons all around him. If he can't make it happen, there are no excuses. However, Eli, I think this is too soon. Week 1 is way too soon to call Eli Manning and say he's done. It does look bad. It looks really bad. But Eli Manning had a 76% completion percentage in week 1. Not to mention the guy has 2 Super Bowls. I know you can't ride your coattails forever, but Jesus, man. I'm going to give it till week 4. By week 4, we will know, are these guys completely done, or do they still have some life in their legs? Do they still have some room to grow? Are they still going to have careers? Now, it will not take 4 weeks to know if it's over for the 2 of them. So I'll be following Eli Manning and Andy Dalton for the next couple weeks. We'll see what happens. But I do think that if Andy Dalton stinks it up on Thursday, if Andy Dalton can't beat the Texans, that's very clear. It's done. It's over. So I think Andy Dalton's leash is a lot shorter than Eli Manning. But again, with both of them, people are ready to give up on Andy Dalton. They're ready to say that Eli Manning needs to retire tomorrow. Relax. We saw 1 game. Both played not great. Andy Dalton much worse than Eli, but slow down. Take a deep breath. Their careers aren't over yet. It's too early to call.